When life throws problems at us, most people panic. The moment a storm comes, their mind races, their heart beats fast, and they lose control. But strong people are different. They face the same storm, the same chaos, but they respond with calmness. And that calmness is what makes them powerful. Calmness is not the absence of problems, it is the strength to not let the problem control you. Imagine a lake. When the water is still, you can see your reflection clearly. But when the water is disturbed, everything looks broken. Our mind works the same way. When we panic, our thoughts get blurry. When we remain calm, solutions become visible. Strong people know this secret. The truth is, problems are never in our control, but our response always is. The calm person is not someone who never feels stress. They feel it like everyone else. But they train their mind to pause before reacting. That pause is where wisdom enters. That pause is where strength is born. Think about it. When a problem hits, you have two choices: react in fear or respond with faith. Strong people choose faith. They tell themselves, this moment will pass, just like every other moment in my life. They understand that every storm runs out of rain. Every dark night ends with the sunrise. So why waste energy panicking when peace can carry you through? Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is the highest form of strength. Anyone can scream, anyone can get angry, anyone can blame. But to remain centered when everything around you is shaking, that is true power. It's like the eye of the storm, still quiet and untouched by the chaos. Strong people stay calm because they know panic does not solve problems, but calmness does. They focus on what can be done, not on what can't. They remind themselves, I am bigger than this problem. I will not let this control my peace. So the next time life tests you, don't ask, why me? Ask, what can I learn? Don't fight the storm. Anchor yourself in patience. Don't rush for answers. Allow calmness to guide you. The world respects the one who can walk through fire with a smile, not the one who burns in his own anger. Remember, strength is not measured by how loud you shout, but by how silent you can stay while still standing firm. Calmness is the crown of strong people. Wear it, and no storm will ever defeat you. When we look at life, one thing becomes absolutely clear. No matter who we are, no matter where we live, no matter how successful or unsuccessful we may appear to the world, we cannot escape problems. They come in different shapes and sizes. Sometimes it is health, sometimes it is finances, sometimes it is relationships, and sometimes it is simply our own inner battles. And yet, when we observe the people around us, we see two very different types of responses. Some allow the problem to take complete control over their peace of mind, their happiness, and even their relationships with others. While others, even though they go through equally painful situations, remain composed, thoughtful, and balanced. It is this calmness that makes them strong. Because calmness is not the absence of problems, calmness is the ability to not let the problem control you. Think about it. If we wait for a life that has no problems, we will be waiting forever. Life was never designed to be problem-free. Life was designed to teach us how to grow, and growth never happens in comfort. Every problem is like a teacher disguised in difficulty. And yet, when a problem appears, our first instinct is often panic. We start to think, why me? Why now? What will happen? How will I survive this? Our mind starts running faster than reality. We start imagining the worst outcomes, even before they happen. In that very moment, we surrender our peace of mind to the problem itself. The problem is not in control of our life, our panic is. And panic only makes things worse. But a calm person sees life differently. They don't deny the existence of problems. They don't pretend that nothing is happening. They feel the pain. They feel the stress. But they choose not to allow that pain to dictate how they live. They choose not to hand over the keys of their inner peace to the external storm. That's what makes them strong. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you are driving and suddenly it starts to rain heavily. The road is slippery, visibility is low, and the traffic is moving slowly. Now, two drivers face the exact same condition. One driver panics, starts honking, gets restless, maybe even makes dangerous decisions. The other driver slows down, turns on the headlights, and calmly navigates the rain. The storm outside is the same for both, but their inner state makes all the difference. In the end, the calm driver reaches the destination safely, while the panicked one increases the risk of an accident. The rain is not the real problem. The reaction is, and that is how life works. The strongest people are not those who have no rain in their life. They are the ones who have learned how to drive through the rain calmly. Calmness is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And how do strong people train this muscle? They train it by reminding themselves that the situation outside is temporary, but the damage panic can cause inside can be permanent. When you panic, your blood pressure rises, your decisions get clouded, your relationships get hurt, and your focus disappears. But when you are calm, your body relaxes, your decisions improve, and your ability to find solutions increases. Calmness is not passive, it is the most active state of problem solving. Because when your mind is still, the answers rise to the surface. There's a beautiful analogy often used: when water is muddy, you cannot see through it. But if you let the water settle, the mud sinks and clarity returns. Our mind is exactly the same. When a problem comes, it shakes the water of our thoughts. Everything feels muddy, nothing looks clear. But if we let the mind settle, if we don't allow panic to control us, clarity slowly reappears. That is why calmness is such a powerful strength. It restores clarity when everything looks broken. Strong people understand this truth. They may feel fear, but they don't act out of fear. They may feel pressure, but they don't allow pressure to define their decisions. They remind themselves that calmness is a choice, not a gift. And every time they choose calmness, they get stronger. Now let's go a little deeper. Why do most people fail to stay calm? It is because they mistakenly believe that peace will come only after the problem is solved. They think, once this financial crisis is over, then I'll be calm. Once this relationship is fixed, then I'll be calm. Once I get the job, then I'll be calm. But the reality is the opposite. Calmness is not the reward you get after the problem is solved. Calmness is the tool you use to solve the problem. If you wait for the storm to end before you find peace, you may never find peace. But if you carry peace through the storm, you will always find your way out. This is why strong people remind themselves, my calmness is my power. They do not postpone peace to a future moment. They cultivate peace in the present moment, even when things are uncertain. And because they are calm, they can handle uncertainty better than anyone else. Think about the great leaders, thinkers, or spiritual teachers in history. They were not people who never faced challenges. In fact, many of them faced greater challenges than most of us ever will. Yet, they stayed calm. Why? Because they knew that their calmness was their anchor. A ship without an anchor gets tossed around in the storm, but a ship with a strong anchor stays steady. Calmness is that anchor for the human mind. And when you think about it, calmness is contagious. A calm person influences the atmosphere around them. In a family, when one person remains calm during a crisis, everyone else begins to feel more secure. In a workplace, when the leader stays calm during a setback, the team feels inspired to keep going. In society, when voices of calmness rise above the noise, people feel hope. Strong people know that their calmness is not only for themselves, it is also a gift they give to others. So, how do we cultivate this calmness? The first step is awareness. We need to catch ourselves when panic begins. The moment we feel the heart racing, the breath shortening, the mind running in circles, we need to pause. Just a small pause can make all the difference. Take a deep breath, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is just a phase. That pause breaks the chain of panic. And then slowly calmness enters. The second step is perspective. Strong people always look at problems from a larger perspective. They ask themselves, will this matter 5 years from now? Is this really worth losing my peace over? And very often the answer is no. When we zoom out, problems look smaller. When we stay stuck in the moment, they look bigger. Perspective brings calmness. The third step is faith. Whether it is faith in God, faith in life, or simply faith in the process of growth, strong people remind themselves that the universe has carried them through every past challenge, and it will carry them through this one too. This faith allows them to relax even in the middle of storms. Faith tells them, this too shall pass. And that faith becomes the foundation of calmness. When you combine awareness, perspective, and faith, calmness becomes natural. You don't have to force it. It becomes your second nature. And once calmness becomes your nature, problems stop controlling you. You start controlling how you experience problems. That is true strength. So remember, calmness does not mean a life without problems. That is a fantasy. Calmness means having the wisdom to not allow problems to dictate your emotions, your decisions, and your peace. Strong people are not those who never face storms. Strong people are those who carry stillness within, even as the storm rages outside. That is why calmness is not the absence of problems. Calmness is the power to not let problems control you. And when you master this, no problem, no storm, no chaos will ever have the power to defeat you. In life, the quality of our decisions depends on the quality of our mind. A calm mind is like a clear mirror. It reflects reality as it is. A disturbed mind, on the other hand, is like a broken mirror. It shows everything distorted. And that is why strong people value calmness so deeply. Because when the mind is calm, solutions naturally reveal themselves. But when the mind is disturbed, we get trapped in confusion, reacting instead of responding, and complicating what could have been resolved. Think of it this way. Imagine trying to read a book while someone keeps shaking it in your hands. The words blur, the lines overlap, and no matter how hard you try, you can't understand a thing. But the moment the book is steady, the words make sense. That is exactly how our mind works during problems. When disturbed, it shakes everything up, creating chaos where clarity is needed. When calm, it steadies our thoughts, and suddenly, what looked impossible starts to look manageable. Many of us underestimate the cost of a disturbed mind. We think stress helps us work harder. We think worry shows we care. But the truth is, a disturbed mind blocks our intelligence. It narrows our vision. We only see the problem, not the possibility. Panic creates blind spots. Calmness opens pathways. Strong people know this, and that is why they practice calming their mind before tackling their challenges. Consider a firefighter. Imagine a building is on fire. People are screaming, smoke is everywhere. If the firefighter panics, lives are lost. But if the firefighter stays calm, thinks step by step, finds the right path, and leads others out, lives are saved. The fire is the same, but the outcome depends on the state of mind. A calm firefighter saves, a disturbed one loses. In our daily lives, we may not face burning buildings, but we face burning deadlines, burning arguments, burning insecurities. And just like the firefighter, our outcome depends not on the intensity of the fire, but on the stability of our mind. Think about relationships. A simple misunderstanding can escalate into a storm when both people are disturbed. Words are said in anger, assumptions are made, and the connection breaks. But the same misunderstanding, handled with calmness, becomes an opportunity for deeper understanding. One calm person can prevent two disturbed hearts from destroying what they built. Clarity in relationships is born out of calmness, not confusion. Let's take an everyday example. Suppose you lose your wallet. The disturbed mind immediately thinks, my money is gone, my cards are gone, I'm finished, everything is ruined. That panic doesn't bring the wallet back, it only increases stress. The calm mind, however, says, okay, let's retrace my steps. Let's call the bank and block the cards. Let's inform the authorities. Same problem, but the calm mind finds solutions, while the disturbed mind magnifies the damage. This is why ancient wisdom often compares the mind to a lamp. A calm mind is like a steady flame. It illuminates everything around. A disturbed mind is like a flickering flame. It creates more shadows than light. Strong people protect the lamp of their mind because they know clarity is their greatest asset. In science, there's something called the fight or flight response. When we panic, our brain releases stress hormones. Our body prepares to fight or run. But in this state, the part of our brain responsible for reasoning and problem solving temporarily shuts down. We literally cannot think straight. That's why people say things they don't mean in anger or make decisions they regret later. But when we calm ourselves, when we breathe and relax, our brain's reasoning center reactivates. Suddenly, solutions that were invisible in panic become visible in peace. Strong people don't deny their stress, they manage it so their intelligence can function. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. If he had let a disturbed mind dominate, he would have given up after the first 100 failures. But he stayed calm, treating every failure as a lesson, not a curse. That calm persistence allowed him to see solutions where others only saw defeat. Calmness is not laziness. It is not inaction. Calmness is focused action. It is energy directed with clarity rather than wasted in confusion. A disturbed person runs in circles. A calm person walks straight to the goal. We can all relate to times when panic made things worse. Think about an exam. A student who panics forgets everything they studied. The answers are in their brain, but panic locks the door. A calm student recalls, organizes, and writes with clarity. The difference between failure and success often comes down to the calmness of the mind in that crucial moment. Now ask yourself, how many times in life have you reacted in disturbance only to regret later? Words spoken in anger, decisions made in haste, friendships broken in confusion. These are the costs of a disturbed mind. Strong people avoid these costs because they refuse to hand over their decision-making to panic. They pause, breathe, calm themselves, and then act. That pause is their secret weapon. Let's use nature as an example. Look at a forest. When the wind blows, the trees bend, the leaves shake, the branches rustle. But the trunk remains steady. The strength of the tree is in its steadiness, not in its shaking.